Live from New Delhi, you're watching DD India Live, India's voice to the world. I am Deepika Mehto, and coming up in the next 30 minutes. Election Commission of India announces assembly poll dates for Jammu and Kashmir along with Haryana. Jammu and Kashmir to vote in 3 phases from 18th of September, Haryana to vote on the 1st of October. Adding to India's space prowess, Indian Space Research Organisation ISRO successfully launches Earth observation satellite. And Peter Tong Shinawatra becomes Thailand's youngest ever Prime Minister, succeeds Srettha Thavisin, who was removed by a constitutional court ruling. India's Chief Election Commissioner Rajiv Kumar announced the schedule of assembly elections in Jammu and Kashmir along with Haryana on Friday. The assembly polls in Jammu and Kashmir will be held in 3 phases. The first phase will be on the 18th of September, followed by the second phase on the 25th of September, and the last phase scheduled for the 1st of October, while the counting of votes will be taken on the 4th of October. However, Haryana will see single-phase assembly elections scheduled for the 1st of October, and the counting of votes will be done on the 4th of October.
Elections in J&K will be held in 3 phases. So this is a shorter period. This is a much shorter period, much shorter than even the parliamentary elections, which were 5. 20th of August, just the next day of the Amarnath Yatra being complete, the 19th, would be the date of notification for the first phase, nominations till 27th, scrutiny on the next day, 28th, and date of poll will be 18th of September, and it's a Wednesday. We are also keeping that in mind, not keeping Fridays and Mondays to give a longer holiday spell. Second phase would be on 29th of August, and the statutory period of nominations and all, poll being on 25th of September. And phase 3, nomination on 5th of September, and every voting finishing on 1st of October. So counting would be on 4th of October, and everything would be over, bind up on 6th of October.
The Indian Space Research Organisation has successfully launched Earth Observation Satellite EOS-08 by a small satellite launch vehicle called SSLV-T3, giving a boost to India's space program. The third developmental flight of SSLV, carrying the Earth Observation Satellite, was successfully placed into the intended orbit. The small vehicle, capable of carrying of only up to 500 kilograms to space, was developed by ISRO with the aim of commercializing it. The vehicle is just 2 meters in diameter and 34 meters long. It uses 3 solid fuel base stages and a final liquid fuel base stage to correct the velocity for placing small and micro satellites in the orbit. Globally, there is a growing demand for small launch vehicles that can be quickly assembled on demand to launch scores of small and micro satellites to be placed in low Earth orbit. The primary objectives of the EOS-08 mission includes designing and developing a microsatellite, creating payload instruments compatible with the microsatellite bus, and incorporating new technologies required for future operational satellites. The mission also paves the way for technology transfer, allowing the Indian industry and New Space India Limited to produce small satellite launch vehicle for commercial missions. ISRO's chief S. Somnath congratulated the team for SSLV success. He announced that the development process of SSLV has reached conclusion and the technology will be transferred to private sector.
the third development flight of SSLV D3 with the EOS-08 satellite has been successfully accomplished. The rocket has placed the spacecraft in the very precise orbit as planned. I find that there are no deviations in the injection conditions. The final orbit, of course, will be known after tracking, but the current indication is that everything is perfect. The EOS-08 satellite as well as SR-0 satellite also has been injected after the maneuvers. And congratulations to the SSLV D3 team, the project team. With this third development flight of SSLV, we can declare the development process of SSLV is completed. And congratulations now.
Thailand's parliament elected Paetongtarn Shinawatra as its youngest prime minister on Friday. Now, only a day after she was thrust into the spotlight amid an unrelenting power struggle between the country's warring elites. Paetongtarn succeeds Sretha Thavisin, who was removed from his post by a constitutional court ruling on Wednesday. The 37-year-old is the youngest child of billionaire tycoon Thaksin Shinawatra and is the third member of the family after her father and aunt to hold the nation's top job.
For now, we'll wait for the royal endorsement before discussing our administration plans further. Today, I just wanted to come here to express my gratitude for the votes. I feel excited. Normally speaking in front of a microphone doesn't make me nervous, but today I'm really excited.
Moving on, Sweden has confirmed its first case of the viral infection Mpox. That was also the first case outside Africa. Now, this comes a day after the WHO declared the disease a global public health emergency for the second time in 2 years. Sweden's Health and Social Affairs Minister informed that the country has the first case of a more dangerous type of Mpox called the Clade 1. He said the person was infected during a stay in an area of Africa, adding that he had received care and instructions in line with the health agency's recommendations.
We have also had confirmation that we have one case in Sweden of the most serious type of Mpox, the one called Clade 1. This is something we take seriously. At the same time, this is a job that our healthcare and the regional infection prevention agencies can and have worked out routines and systems in order to handle. The public health agency is coordinating the work at a national level and has a close dialogue with the regional infection control units.
United Nations Deputy Spokesman Farhan Haq reiterated World Health Organization's announcement calling the Mpox virus a public health emergency of international concern. He further said WHO is warning all about the potential of this Mpox virus to spread further across countries in Africa and possibly outside the continent.
You will have seen the announcement made by the World Health Organization yesterday, in which it determined that the surge of Mpox in the Democratic Republic of the Congo and a growing number of countries in Africa constitutes a public health emergency of international concern. WHO is warning also about the potential of this Mpox virus to spread further across countries in Africa and possibly outside the continent. To allow for an immediate scale-up, WHO has released $1.45 million from the WHO Contingency Fund for emergencies. It may need to release more in the coming days.
Meanwhile, Pakistan's Khyber Pakhtunkhwa Health Department has confirmed one case of Mpox in the patients who'd returned from a Gulf country. Pakistan has had case of Mpox previously as well. It was not immediately clear which variant was detected in the patients. The World Health Organization is urging all the countries to enhance surveillance, share data and work to better understand the transmission and share tools like vaccines in addressing the current outbreak. China will monitor people and goods entering the country for Mpox for the next 6 months after the WHO said the virus was again a global health emergency. According to a statement from its Customs Administration, vehicles, containers and goods from areas with Mpox cases should be sanitized. China's National Health Commission last year announced Mpox would be managed as a Category B infectious disease, enabling the officials to take emergency measures such as restricting gatherings, suspending work and schools, or sealing of areas when there is an outbreak of a disease. Dr. S. Chatterjee, who's an internal medicine specialist at Delhi's Apollo Hospital, explains some facts about the Mpox virus. Let's take a listen.
Mpox, or what was earlier known as monkeypox, is a viral disease. It basically presents as fever, sore throat, body aches, headache, but mainly it can cause blisters on the body or rashes on the body and lymph node enlargement. It happens with mainly touch or near contact with people who are affected with the disease. It is mainly a self-limiting disease, but yes, it can cause death in a significant population also. And that is why the World Health Organization is warning health authorities worldwide to be aware.
And now let's cut live across to Ministry of External Affairs weekly media briefing.
Round of India-Japan 2+2 Foreign and Defence Ministers meeting is scheduled to be held in New Delhi on 20th August 2024. The first and second rounds were held in 2019 in New Delhi and in 2022 in Tokyo, respectively. From the Indian side, this round will be attended by Honorable Raksha Mantri Shri Rajnath Singh and Honorable External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar. From the Japanese side, Honorable Foreign Minister Ms. Yoko Kamikawa and Honorable Defense Minister of Japan Mr. Minoru Kihara will attend. So this was the announcement for me to make. Now let's start with questions. So I open the floor.
सर मैं मनीष हूँ टीवी 9 से। शेख हसीना के खिलाफ बांग्लादेश में सर मैं मनीष हूँ टीवी 9 भारतवर्ष से। शेख हसीना के खिलाफ बांग्लादेश में हत्या के मुकदमे दर्ज हुए हैं और कई और मुकदमे होने वाले हैं, ऐसा वो लोग कह भी रहे हैं। जब हम लोग भी ढाका में मौजूद थे तो प्रोटेस्ट करने वाले तमाम संगठनों ने कहा कि शेख हसीना को भारत वापस करे, हम उनके किए कि उसको सज़ा दिलाएंगे। ऐसी स्थिति में वो लोग अपनी सरकार पर भी दबाव डाल रहे हैं। तो क्या बांग्लादेश की नई सरकार ने भारत सरकार से अप्रोच किया है शेख हसीना की वापसी के लिए, या फिर अगर आने वाले समय में करती है तो भारत का नॉर्मल ऐसे मामले में क्या रुख रहेगा? और इसी को सर जोड़ते हुए एक्स्ट्रा सवाल नहीं कर रहा हूँ, जमात इस्लामी के डिप्टी चीफ ने मुझे खुद कहा कि हम भारत के साथ बातचीत करना चाहते हैं, भारत के साथ मिलकर काम करना चाहते हैं। तो क्या जमात, लेकिन अगर शेख हसीना भारत में रहकर बांग्लादेश के खिलाफ कोई एक्टिविटी करती है और भारत की उससे मदद मिलती है तो वो ठीक नहीं होगा। तो इन दोनों पर आपका कमेंट चाहिए।
सर मनीष के ही सवाल का विस्तार है। प्रणय उपाध्याय हूँ अमर उजाला से। बांग्लादेश में हिंदुओं की स्थिति को लेकर, अल्पसंख्यकों की स्थिति को लेकर कई जगह बहुत प्रदर्शन हुए हैं। आज भारत में भी प्रदर्शन हुए हैं कई जगह पर। इस समय वहाँ वर्तमान में स्थिति क्या है और बांग्लादेश की जो इस समय मौजूदा प्रशासन है उससे क्या हमारा कोई संवाद और कोई आश्वासन मिला है उनसे इस बारे में?
Ayushi.
So this is Ayushi Agarwal from ANI. My question is related to the third Voice of Global South summit that is scheduled. Do we know how many countries have confirmed their participation, and also have we received any confirmation from the Bangladesh side?
Suhasini.
This is Suhasini Haider from The Hindu. It's nearly 2 weeks now since Bangladesh Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina landed in Delhi. I was wondering if you could tell us exactly what her status is in terms of, is she here on a regular visa? Has she asked for asylum? Is she under some kind of house arrest or detention? Because we seem to be getting conflicting signals. Her daughter tweeted that she's unable to meet her. At the same time, Sheikh Hasina has issued a statement via her son in the US. Instead of allowing space for all of this confusion over her exact status. I'd be grateful if the MEA could tell us exactly under what conditions she is here.
Siddhant?
Hi, sir. Siddhant from Beyond. So last week, the Pakistani Foreign Ministry issued a statement. This statement basically expresses Islamabad's concern over the theft of nuclear weapons, nuclear devices in India, nuclear radioactive devices in India. If you can comment on that.
Okay, let's begin with Manish. कैसा रहा मनीष आपका यात्रा? ठीक था?
अच्छा था सर, सुरक्षित आ गया।
बहुत बढ़िया। तो देखिए, जहाँ तक आपने जो बात किया एक्सट्रेडिशन का, तो ये तो बड़ा एक हाइपोथेटिकल सा सवाल है ना? तो इस पे हम लोग की हमारा ये कहना हुआ कि इट इज़ नॉट अ प्रैक्टिस टू आंसर हाइपोथेटिकल क्वेश्चंस एट दिस पॉइंट इन टाइम रिगार्डिंग स्टेटमेंट्स दैट यू रेफर्ड टू बाय फॉर्मर प्राइम मिनिस्टर ऑफ बांग्लादेश। देखिए, बांग्लादेश में एक अंतरिम सरकार बन गई है, ठीक है, और हम उनके साथ काम करने के लिए, दोनों देशों के लोगों के साथ के हित में, उनकी आकांक्षाओं के लिए काम करने के लिए उनसे बातचीत कर रहे हैं, ताकि दोनों देशों के लोग की शांति, सुरक्षा और विकास यात्रा में जोड़ आए, बल आए। तो ये मेरा जवाब रहेगा आपके सवालों का। प्रणय, जहाँ तक माइनॉरिटीज़ के अल्पसंख्यकों का क्या स्थिति है, वहाँ उसका सवाल है। जो स्थिति है उसको हम लोग लगातार वहाँ मॉनिटर कर रहे हैं। हमारे हाई कमिश्नर वहाँ के जो एडवाइज़र हैं फॉरेन अफेयर्स के, उनसे उनकी मुलाकात हुई। उस मुलाकात के दौरान उन्होंने जितने हमारे मुद्दे हैं, द्विपक्षीय मुद्दे में बातचीत हुई। उस दौरान जो वहाँ पर हिंदूज़ हैं और जो हमारे माइनॉरिटी वर्ग के लोग हैं, उनकी सुरक्षा को लेकर भी बातचीत हुई। और हमारा ये मानना है कि हमारा आशा भी है कि जल्दी से जल्दी वहाँ पर नॉर्मलसी आए, ताकि वहाँ पर जो हमारे अल्पसंख्यक के लोग हैं, हिंदू वर्ग के लोग हैं, वो लोग सुरक्षित हों और उनकी सेफ्टी और प्रोटेक्शन का ध्यान दिया जाए। और हम ये भी कहना चाहते हैं, जो मैंने पिछले सप्ताह कहा था, कि ये हर सरकार की अपनी उनकी रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी होती है, उनकी जिम्मेदारी होती है कि अपने नागरिकों की सुरक्षा वो करें। Ayushi, regarding a question on the Voice of Global South, this is the third edition. This will be held tomorrow in virtual format, as we have done on 2 occasions in the past. As to the number of countries, we will come to know. All Global South countries have been invited. We have a large number of countries participating. As to the exact number of countries who will be speaking, we will give you an update tomorrow when we have a press engagement in the evening. That is where I would leave your question to answer. Suhasini, regarding the status of former Prime Minister, we had explained last week as well. The approval for former Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina to come to India was granted at short notice. The situation is still evolving. At this stage, we have nothing new to share about her plans. Siddhant, on the question regarding the spokesperson of the Pak Foreign Ministry, yes, we've seen those reports, and we've also seen some comments that were made. Relevant Indian authorities have subsequently investigated the matter, and they have found no radioactive substance as was claimed in the statement. In fact, the Department of Atomic Energy has issued a statement which I will urge you to have a look at. Those making such baseless comments are advised to desist from their propaganda, for which obviously there are no takers. We also want to emphasize that, once again, that India has a robust legal and regulatory framework for safety and security of radioactive materials. Our non-proliferation track record speaks for itself. As of those making such and these baseless allegations, the less said, the better. Can we go for more questions? Yes. ऋषिकेश.
Sir, Rishikesh from PTI. ठीक है. So, as you have said that we are monitoring the situation in Bangladesh. So, do we have any data regarding how many Bangladeshi Hindus or minorities have approached us for shelter or anything else, especially regarding protection? And U.S. State Department has said that they are in touch with Indian authorities to end violence in Bangladesh. So, what kind of assistance or what kind of cooperation the two countries are looking to end this cycle of violence in Bangladesh?
Okay. Uma.
उमा शंकर सिंह एनडीटीवी इंडिया से बांग्लादेश से मेडिकल वीज़ा लेने वालों की तादाद में क्या इजाफा हुआ है? अगर ऐसा है तो अगर नंबर दे पाएँ कि पहले कितने मेडिकल वीज़ाज दिए जाते थे, अभी कितने दिए जा रहे हैं, और बांग्लादेश में वीज़ा इशुएंस को लेके क्या नॉर्मलसी आ गई है या आने में कुछ वक्त लगेगा?
ऋषभ.
So good evening, Rishabh from Times Now. So Prime Minister held a telephonic conversation with Mohammad Yunus, the interim government chief advisor. If I can have more clarity on that. He has just tweeted, you have retweeted also.
Please.
Avinash from the Asahi Shimbun. So this is about India-Japan 2+2. So two questions: how does India look upon this significance of this dialogue, and what are the likely issues to come up in this round?
Hello, Rin Purina from TASS News Agency. Sir, could you please confirm us some media reports that Prime Minister Narendra Modi is planning to visit Ukraine? Any dates or details of this upcoming visit? And one more question on Global South Summit. Will it be open? I mean, will it be broadcasted? And will there be head of states, ministers, or what? Thank you.
Okay. Rishikesh, first your question regarding protection of minorities. As you are aware, yesterday the Prime Minister, when he spoke from the Red Fort, he conveyed concerns on behalf of 140 crore Indians that the status of minorities, status of Hindus and other minorities in Bangladesh, the government there should do more for the protection, for the safety and security. In fact, you would have in the suo motu statement that External Affairs Minister made in the Parliament also, there again he had mentioned his deep concerns about the safety and security of Hindus and other minorities. And he also had mentioned that we are monitoring the situation and we're deeply concerned about the safety and security of minorities, and till such time you don't have a law and order which is visibly restored, this concern will continue to remain. So, we have also taken up this issue with the interim government there, and we hope that law and order will be restored and the minorities, Hindus and other minorities will be protected. उमा शंकर, आपका सवाल वीज़ा को लेके है. हाँ, देखिए, लिमिटेड वीज़ा फैसिलिटी तो भारतीय वीज़ा फैसिलिटी अभी तो दिया जा रहा है. पूरी तरह से वीज़ा फैसिलिटी तभी शुरू होगा जब वहाँ पर लॉ एंड ऑर्डर जो है पूरी तरह से वहाँ पर स्थापित हो जाए, नॉर्मल लाइफ फिर से शुरू हो जाए. लेकिन उसके अलावे जो हमारे उच्चायोग हाई कमीशन है और जो असिस्टेंट हाई कमीशंस हैं, वो लोग जो कॉन्सुलर सर्विसेज होता है इंडियन नेशनल्स के लिए और किसी प्रकार की जो मदद कर सकते हैं, उसके लिए वो सर्विस दिया जा रहा है फ़ोन के माध्यम से. और उसके अलावा किसी और तरीके का किसी को समस्या हो, कॉन्सुलर सर्विसेज, जब आपके नागरिक बाहर रहते हैं तो बहुत सारी उनको डॉक्यूमेंटेशन, बहुत सारे सर्टिफिकेट, कागज़ों की ज़रूरत पड़ती है, तो ये भी सर्विस उनको मुहैया कराया जा रहा है. लेकिन जहाँ तक पूरे, चूँकि काफ़ी लोग बांग्लादेश से हमारे यहाँ आते हैं, फुल फ्लेजेड जो वीज़ा सर्विस है वो तभी शुरू हो सकता है जब वहाँ पर कानून व्यवस्था पूरी तरह से ठीक हो जाए, लेकिन लिमिटेड तरीके से चल रहा है। Rishabh, you asked about a question on which there is confirmation as as I came into this room. So details of the conversation you would have gathered from the media outlets. More on it we'll convey to you after this session. Avinash, yes, 2+2 dialogue with Japan is very important for us. This is the third one that is happening. India-Japan, the relationship is of a very high level. Yeah. So getting the foreign ministers of the two countries and also the defense ministers of the two countries on the same platform will give a major boost to all aspects of our relationship, including political, defense, security, and economic ties, that strong economic ties and other ties that we share with Japan. As to the likely issues to be discussed tomorrow, on 20th, post the engagement, we have a press conference. So please do attend so that you can be informed of all the issues that have been discussed.
All right, so that was the regular media briefing by Ministry of External Affairs spokesperson Randhir Jaiswal, who updated the media on 2+2 India-Japan dialogue, which will take place on the 28th of August. And both the defense ministers of both the countries will also participate in this. Along with that, he also updated on the Voice of the Global South seminar, which is going to take place for the third time in a virtual format. All the Global South countries have been invited for that particular virtual meeting that will be taking place. Post that, there will be a media briefing as well, which will take place in the evening after the summit gets over. And with this, it's a wrap here on this edition also of DD India Live. But do let us know your thoughts on the news of the day. For those on the go, you can get all the latest news and updates from India and across the world on the DD India mobile app. The app is available on both Android and iOS platforms. Scan the QR code on the screen to download it right now. We'll be back with more news as it breaks here on DD India. I am Deepika Mehto, and from all of us here in Delhi, thank you so much for watching DD India Live. Namaskar.